Welcome to the SNS Grills channel. I'm Greg from Ballistic BBQ and Ballistic Burgers, and today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect smash burger using the Slow N Sear plancha / griddle. Let's get going. So for this cook today, I am using the Slow N Sear kettle and the Slow N Sear plancha. And this thing is awesome. 24 pounds of carbon steel, 1/4 inch thick. It's a beast, and it's really fun to cook on. First thing I'm going to show you is how to set up the kettle. So it's a really simple setup. I have some unlit briquettes just sort of banked here in a crescent shape, and no briquettes right here at all. Whenever we're cooking, we need to consider zones, and even cooking on a flat top griddle, plancha, you need to consider zones. If I had this entire surface screaming hot, I'm going to get into trouble. There's no escape avenues. If the burgers are cooking too quickly, or if, again, the temperature's too hot, and you want to make sure you can pull food over to a cooler side. And I'm not just going to cook hamburger, ground beef. I'm going to be grilling up onions. I'm going to be toasting buns, bacon. We want to have different temperature areas for those different ingredients. For the purposes of the video, I have all this charcoal here, and this is how I'd set it up if I were doing a cook, for a small gathering, or if I, making more than just one hamburger. But in reality, if I was just cooking for myself or just cooking for my wife and I, just a small amount of charcoal anywhere on this plancha would be enough. So the way I have this set up now is going to allow me to cook several hamburgers if I wanted to, and it will be a nice sustained cook. Let's go ahead and get this lit. So I have here a chimney. It's about half full. Just going to sort of sprinkle these out. Now I'm going to take the cherry pickers and arrange these. What I really want to do is just open up this area right here at the apex of that crescent, so to speak. And here's what it looks like. So obviously this area right here will be the hot zone, and it'll get cooler. It'll still be hot, but as we get towards the area where there's no charcoal at all. And this setup will give us a surprising amount of control with the temperatures. Let's go ahead and get the plancha on, and then we're going to make up a quick sauce. So obviously you're going to want to wear a good pair of leather gauntlets when you do this. Got them right here. Now, as far as the damper settings, obviously we don't need to worry about the lid, we're not using it, but the lower damper is fully open, 100% open. If you want to open that smoke hole up, go for it, but it's really not necessary. Lower dampers, fully open. We'll go ahead and let the charcoal do its thing here. Let's make some sauce. I'm going to start out with 1/2 cup mayo. One tablespoon yellow mustard. One tablespoon ketchup. One tablespoon Italian dressing. This is like a vinaigrette herb style Italian dressing. Just make sure you shake it up really good before you measure it, and don't chintz out, buy a good dressing. 1 tablespoon minced pickled cherry peppers. You could substitute minced pickles, relish, jalapenos, whatever you want for these red cherry. I had some on hand, and I really like them on a burger. Go ahead and give this a good mix. So that Italian dressing is going to add a little bit of a zest, like more of a zesty flavor than a typical hamburger sauce. And those nice herbs, it just makes it a really good sauce. There you go. So literally in real time, I just finished making that sauce. Let's see if we're ready to cook yet. And a good way to tell is using just a little water. If you have a thermal gun, that's great. I'm looking for temperatures in the 400s, 425 range. And you see how it's just slow sizzling there? and I do not think that that's ready. Right here is the hottest zone. See, it's sizzling and boiling. What I'm looking for is little water beads that are scattering when it hits the really hot zone. So we're gonna let this heat up a little bit more. Okay, it's been a few minutes and the water is instantly vaporizing over that hot zone in the dead center. Yeah, it's that nice, very quick sizzling, and then it vaporizes, I mean, just within a few seconds. We're ready to cook. I'm gonna lay down, this is clarified butter. I'm just gonna lay it right in the center. This is unsalted clarified butter, and basically clarified butter is butter that's been melted and then the solids have been removed, you know, the milk fat solids. Really all you need to do is kind of zap it until it melts in a microwave, and then with a spoon carefully ladle off the foam that'll be on top. These are very, very thinly sliced onions. I want to get these going first just because there's a lot of water in onions, and I want to get, you know, some color on these. Add a little bit of butter on the top. You can use any type of oil or fat you want. It's just butter tastes good. Basically what I'm waiting for is I want them to kind of turn translucent and take on more of a kind of a golden brown color. These right here, they're looking good. But these are looking good. I'm going to bring them over to the cooler side now. They'll continue to cook, and occasionally I'll be kind of tossing them around a little bit. The next thing I'm going to put down is some pancetta. You can use regular bacon. I really like this. I did it on a video on my channel not too long ago, and it just gets this really nice kind of a potato chip, kind of a porky potato chip texture. I always like to add a little weight to the bacon when I cook it. Right, put them over here. Now for the buns, I'm using brioche buns, which I absolutely love. Whatever buns you want to use. These kind of elevate it a little bit. We're taking a simple American diner burger and paying respect to it, but elevating a little bit. Going to add a little bit of that melted butter to the bun. We'll put the buns here, basically what I'll call kind of the medium-high heat. Now for the patties, I'm using 80-20 ground beef. This is ground chuck, and by 80-20, it's 80% lean, 20% fat. Fat is good. I'm using a smasher. Spatulas work fine. I'm holding it down. I'm going to hold it down a good 10 seconds. A little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper. Buns are done. Look at that, it's gorgeous. Okay, now you can see how it's almost cooked through. holes are formed and a lot of steam's coming out, we're going to go ahead and scrape these off. And you really need to use some downward force. Look at that crust. There we go. I have one slice of white American cheese and one slice of yellow American cheese. The cheese is melting. Let's lay down some green leaf lettuce. These guys are done. Now I'll put that pancetta bacon down. Some of those fried onions, very caramelized onions. Nice slice of tomato. Put that secret sauce down. It's not a secret anymore. We'll crown this beauty. That's gorgeous. And I would consider this, again, just an upscale American diner burger. Beautiful. Let's give this a try. You want a bite? Cheers. This is good. I mean, I'm smelling those caramelized onions. Yeah, those onions are really standing out. That's a caramelized sweet onion, and it's really sweet and caramely right now. You get two benefits from toasting the buns. The first is obvious. You toast it, you get that nice toasty flavor. But the other thing it's doing is pumping steam up through the bun, making it incredibly soft. The sauce is really good. I mean, it's just so creamy, and yet there's a lot of flavors going on there. You're definitely picking up that kind of zestiness of the vinaigrette, that Italian vinaigrette. So I'm looking at this burger that I've torn into with several bites now, and I'm looking at the lettuce and everything. I'm thinking of how I compose this burger, because I know some people don't really like, veg on burgers. That green leaf lettuce, first of all, it's beautiful. It looks really good, but it also provides, protection from the juices to the bottom bun. It shields that bottom bun from the juices dripping through. I was shopping for big tomatoes. I wanted one with a diameter was almost as big as the patty, and I sliced it really, really thin. Those patties hit the bun piping, sizzling hot. I mean, burn your mouth hot. That tomato provided a little extra, texture, different type of texture, but it was also cooling, so it kind of tempered the heat a little bit. Sauce, killer. Again, little twists on, got a helicopter coming in, little twist on a diner sauce, a diner burger sauce. And those cherry tomatoes, those cherry peppers are a winner. I used them for the first time a couple burgers ago. If they lowered down a hook, I'd give them my burger. But they're just flying over, looking at what I'm doing, I guess. Brioche buns. If you ever have access to brioche buns, try them. It just elevates it that much more. Happy with this cook. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and checking out my video. If you're not subscribed to the SNS Grills channel, please do. Make sure you ring the notification bell. If you liked the video, which I really hope you did, give it a big thumbs up. Remember, 2 zones are better than 1. It's the gospel. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.